Hello and welcome to Gina Moon. This is your new timeline reading for this week. Before we jump in, just know that this reading is sponsored by Psychic Source, and I'll tell you all about the amazing offer they have for you at the end of the reading. If you would like to watch the link to the extended, you can find a link to the extended down in the description box below. You can also find it in the first comment that I've pinned down below as well. And in the extended is where we dive deeper into this entire reading, the entire situation. We go into the other person's energies, we clarify each position, and that's where all the details come through. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can also find the link to the personal readings down in the description box below, right below the extended, and in the first comment I pinned down below as well. Without further ado, let's jump right into your reading. All right, quick reminder. I keep reminding you guys that these energies for this entire month have been very intense, and they will continue to be intense until we finalize the month. So stay steady, stay grounded. There's a lot happening, specifically with regards to closing out karmic cycles. And if you do close out those karmic cycles, pass those karmic tests, celestial tests in a sense, there's new portals, new timelines, new opportunities, new beginnings, and big turning points. Let's see what's going on here for you. You are starting with the dominant energy of the drum roll. Ooh, this is going to be a very interesting one. Very interesting. If you see the number 5, 505, 555, the number 5, there's a lot of changes coming into your life. For a lot of you, you are already feeling these changes. What's going on? Why is everything pushing you in a direction that's making you feel uncomfortable? Because usually, especially for your sign, change doesn't come very easy. And I see that this change, these changes are actually here, happening for you, not to you. Okay? Taking you into a better direction. And you have here none other than wisdom. This is the card, the energy of wisdom. As you can see there's an older man. And he's holding on to the book of wisdom. Right next to him is his loyal buddy. A dog, a white dog, representing loyalty, best friends. This could have to do with any area of your life. You take the reading how it resonates. Of course, for a lot of you, it's going to be love, because that's just what comes up the most in the readings. But it can literally be anything else. Career, family, finances, friends, your personal life, your health. So you take the reading how it resonates for you, and remember that you can reverse the roles if you feel that they fit better that way, but I will still read the energies how I see them fit. Okay? So wisdom, right? As I was saying, this man, he's approaching this house right here in the back, and in that house there's a family. You know, it's a married couple with children, and he's coming in to bring them some wisdom, kind of like a priest, right? And what this means for you is that, have you heard the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives? Well, your teacher is here. And that teacher can be anything, anyone in experience. It could be an actual person. It could be a place, right? A location, a situation. What is it teaching you? And are you able to put yourself in the mindset of the learner, right? The student. Because if you go into the situation thinking that you know it all, you want to know it all, right? That's not the student's role here. And there's something here related to, there's a learning curve, right? It's bringing in a lot of changes. And the interesting part of this is that there is something here in your life that has already occurred. And it's playing a role as far as some lessons that you can think back on to a similar situation, something here that happened in the past. What did you learn back then that you can get the lesson, bring it into this present moment, and apply it to this situation? There's something there to apply, but there's also more to learn. So let's see how this is all unfolding for you. If this is resonating for you, let me know in the comments below, but let's tune into each position. And as I shuffle these very intense energies here with the cards, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, comment down below letting me know how these readings resonate for you. And of course, if you do enjoy the readings, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up, because when you like the video, you give it a thumbs up, you really help support me and you help support the channel. It's free for you and it really helps. All right, thank you all so much for your love, support, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Now, for some of you guys, you've been saying that you're not getting notified. Make sure that the little bell turns black, because if it doesn't, you won't get the notification. Okay, and the check mark should be in all. Okay. Wisdom, huh? Wisdom. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this is playing a role. Ooh, there's a lot of signs coming through. Way too many. Okay, this is going to be very, very deep. I can tell already because there's a lot of major arcanas coming through the reading. This is huge turning points in your life. When a lot of major arcana show up, one after the other, okay. And you are dealing with an outside energy, and guess what? There's also major lessons on their side, not just on yours. Big turning points. I see that for a lot of you, you've been struggling with something. It hasn't given you clarity. And I see that right now you're kind of pushing. You're still pushing. See, like this man, he's still pushing all those wands. He's working hard, but he's tired. A lot of you are tired of a situation, right? When is this finally going to ease for you? All of these changes hitting you left, right, and center, right? Changes in your career, changes in your personal life, changes in your, health, changes with your family, changes with your love life. I mean, in all directions. I see that for some of you guys, you have taken more than you can carry. Are you overcompensating? Because I'm hearing that some of you are overcompensating for something that you're not really sure that you're delivering on, right? Overcompensation in some kind of way, shape, or form. Could be love, family, finances, friends, whatever area of your life you take it, how it resonates. But let's see how this is playing a role. Okay? Because I see that there's a lot here that you have not yet released. You're still carrying a burden. You're still carrying burdens from the past, burdens from other people, the burden of expectations from people, the burden of, your unfulfilled dreams, the burdens of just, you name it, right? Being pulled in every which direction. I see that right now you are being challenged. And the challenge for you right now is going into something new, taking a leap of faith into something new that is different. It's so different, it might be frightening. And there's an energy here saying that you find it difficult to make some kind of change, create some kind of change, adapt into some kind of way, right? Because it's something here that, again, you don't know it, you doubt it, you are waiting for a clear answer from it, and so it's keeping you, it's like you're keeping yourself stuck in a situation that, I mean, look at you. This is not easy for you anymore. You're uncomfortable. But it's almost as if you would rather deal with the current discomfort than with the discomfort of the unknown, than with the discomfort of what if, right? It's like, because this is what you already know. Like, you know it's a struggle, you know it's not easy, you know it's not really what you want, but it's what you know. Right? Because the new beginning is here, you guys. The portal is here, but there's hesitancy on your part. And what this is saying, this is the Fool. The Fool. What that means is that, are you fooling yourself? Convincing yourself that where you are at right now is fine, when you know that it's not. Now, you are dealing with an outside energy. You could be dealing with the sign of, let's see, I see Aquarius, I see Aries. There's also Leo showing up in the reading, Virgo energy, Taurus energy, lots of signs. Lots of major arcanas as well, major turning points. This new beginning is overdue. This chapter, this new chapter that you're still not going into, is very much so overdue. And that's the reason why right now you're feeling like this. Because you're still holding on to something that you should have let go a long time ago. Right? And this outside energy that you are dealing with, for some you will be dealing with, right? But this outside energy, they are coming through thinking of you a lot. You're on their mind a lot. Look at that. But there's a sense here where this outside energy is losing hope. They're losing hope. I'm sensing that they are waiting for something from you. There's also something here unhealed about them. They haven't been able to heal fully. They're trying, but it hasn't been easy, and they're losing hope now. I'm also seeing here that for some of you, you feel that this outside energy isn't prioritizing you or hasn't prioritized you. There's a lot going on for them as well. There could be, other things that are keeping them busy, but still, you're on their mind. And I do see that they've got one foot in and one foot out of the situation already. But still, one foot is still inside that little puddle of water, which means that the emotions are still there. They are still there. And on your part, I feel like a lot of you, I don't see emotions right now, right? We've got to clarify. But what I am getting is that, are you distracting yourself to not feel emotions? Are you keeping your schedule, your calendar busy to not feel any emotion? Not that you have to feel any emotion, right? But I find it a little strange. I just find it a little strange because if you're so stressed and yet you're not showing any emotion, I'm thinking like, okay, it feels a little off. So could it be that you are distracting yourself on purpose? Or is it that you're kind of, distancing yourself from someone that triggers emotions within you or a situation? Let's see. In the recent past, okay, I see that there was some kind of isolation that you went into. For some, this could have been a separation. For others, you just isolated yourself. You went into introspection, kind of like a monk, right? He goes away from society. It was too much for the monk. He was kind of going through a lot of changes inside him and all the chaos around him, people, the city, it was just too much for the monk. So he went off on a trip to the mountaintop to isolate himself from the world. And this is sort of like coming through because the fact that, you were kind of going up the mountain, trying to isolate yourself, and then I just pushed this out of the way. Something interrupted that process in the recent past. Something here interrupted that. We're going to see what that was, but I'm sensing here that what led to you isolating yourself was the fact that you grabbed your little flashlight, your lamp there, and you were kind of trying to really see more out of the situation. Like, okay, wait a minute, let me find, let me find the discrepancies here. Let me make sure that what I think is happening is actually happening, and turn on my flashlight just to make sure. It's kind of like there was a sense of you having to convince yourself that, yeah, you know what, living in the city is wrong. That's too much for me. I cannot reach my enlightenment if I'm around all that chaos, right? As an analogy here. But I don't see it as a natural process that unfolded. I see it as a little bit forced, as a little bit of you trying to convince yourself, yes, this is what I have to do, because this is wrong, that's wrong, this is right. And when you look for something that deeply, you will find it. You will find something. If I tell you right now, look around the room and tell me how many things that are the color green do you see around you? And I'll count 2 seconds. 1, 2. And now I ask you, how many of those things that when you were looking around did you see were the color white or blue or purple or orange? You won't be able to give me an answer because you were looking for green specifically, right? So you were kind of like looking for something that would encourage you to retreat, to leave a situation, to go into isolation. And there was a slight sense of introspection where this kind of was leading you towards something deeper, like you were asking yourself those deeper questions about life, but there was a disruption. Something here interrupted that process. Excuse me. This could have been something that you were holding back on saying, that you knew you had to say, but you didn't say it. You were dealing with an outside energy, and this outside energy could have been a Leo, doesn't have to be, whatever sign, right? Whatever other sign, but I see that this outside energy, you and they were very different. You guys shared differences. That was very evident. Whether the differences were in age, in thinking, what you wanted out of the situation, what they wanted out of the situation, how they saw things, how they saw the world, how you saw the world, right? Expectations, their expectations, your expectations, where you were at in life, where they were at in life. Differences. Could have been also cultural. Whatever else. And I see that you were actually tuning into those differences mainly. Like, oh yeah, no, we're too different. Me and that city, no. I need silence. I need to go, off into the quiet, peaceful mountains, be around nature, right? Example here. That was too much for you. That's too different to where you're going in life, right? But what I still see also is that these differences at some point were making the bond quite deep, quite real. It was because of those differences that this bond was very real and very deep. But for whatever reason, you were like, nope, no, that's not for me. Let's see. Right here, right now, in the present moment. Okay, you're looking good. You're coming through very stable. You're working on your finances. You're stabilizing yourself, whether in career matters, you want to expand. You're focused on maybe even stabilizing your emotions. There's this kind of energy there of you wanting to be structured, consistent in your life right now. For some of you, you are looking for something more stable, whether that's in a job, love, career, whatever else, right? Very stable energy here. This outside energy that you are dealing with or will be dealing with, they're coming through as taking a step back. They're in silence. A little similar to you in the recent past, right? Kind of quiet. There could be no contact, no communication from them. They're quiet. They're not taking any direct action. But yet still you're on their mind. They are thinking about you. They are thinking about the situation. I see that they're right now not too much in their fields, but neither are you. You're very practical right now. And right now they're kind of like rational, processing things with the mind. Now, we're going to clarify, but in the near future, I see, wow, look at you. Whatever you're working on right now, it looks like it's going to work out for you. Abundance, lots of money, fortune, good fortune. Career matters, expanding, right? Business ideas taking off. And for others of you, this can potentially be a union, a marriage, commitment. This is commitment. It's not just like, okay, let's just have fun right now. No. In the near future, I see commitment. I see a marriage. I see a business that's thriving. You thriving. Very stable. The outside energy, I see them also happy in a commitment. What's going on here? For some of you, there could be a potential timeline split, right? It could be that you want to focus on your career instead, and this other individual, person, situation, they go into some kind of union with you or with someone else? Let's see. Let's clarify. I mean, it could be with you. We still have to clarify. If it is with you, there's something about you that brings in that groundedness, right? The energy there of perhaps financial security, financial abundance to the connection, and they bring in the love. They bring in the feels. And this can potentially become a union. Or is it a timeline split where you are in your own union, they're in their own union, maybe you're in your career or in a union and they're in, let's see. This is where it gets interesting. We're going to clarify now, and I want to start clarifying your position, because the way that I see this is that there's tension here with regards to you not yet jumping into something new, afraid of stepping into something new. Maybe you're finding it uncomfortable, but I feel that there's a part of you that has, because I see you very practical in all of these. There's no emotion, there's no acknowledgement of any emotion. And I feel like you've learned to lean on your logic, right? It's like you've learned to kind of go with what your mind is telling you, how to process information and situations with the mind. But I'm looking at this Ten of Pentacles here, and are you making decisions based on fear? And maybe at the cost of a deeper connection? Because look what's here. It's kind of like you're not speaking. You're not expressing yourself. You're holding back information, right? Unspoken words. What would happen if you would actually allow yourself to drop these wands, the burden, and instead of retreat, confront it. Speak up. Because this is showing up because you're not letting your intuition lead. You're not letting your heart lead. And look what's right underneath this one. Hierophant. These two are the counterparts. The counterparts to each other. There's some kind of teaching here. Teacher. But for some of you, you could be going against that. It's kind of like wanting to go against the rules, right? Going against the norm. But still, I see a spiritual awakening that you are not really allowing in your life. All right, let's go ahead and start clarifying. Let's start off with your energy first. Oh, okay. I see that something here has triggered you. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's about to happen. But there's some kind of trigger. And do you remember I did say you like retreating? It's almost as if whatever it is that you're feeling uncomfortable with, someone either wanting to get closer to you, See, you're holding up that sword. It's kind of like you're even defensive about it. Like you don't want to show your vulnerabilities. You get angry, even upset, because this is also still using your mind. It's kind of like you refuse to listen to the heart. And even though there are circumstances, situations around you that are, in a sense, almost forcing that expansion within you, you keep pushing it away. Like, nope, I'm not going to go there. Right? Logically speaking, you start feeling an emotion, a sensation, or someone wanting to take you there, or someone taking you there, and you automatically get triggered and you process it up here. Right? This is kind of like the mind taking over the heart and not giving the heart a voice and getting triggered because of something. And this is based on fear, right? This is because of fear, because I feel that, and look at this one, my gosh. When you've been holding yourself back for so long, so many times, right? With reason. Like reason is what's holding you back. You stop knowing how to feel. And I feel that for a lot of you, the teacher is coming in to help you learn how to feel. No, not just that kind of feel. I mean, really deeply, truly feel. That, I feel that you haven't been allowing yourself to go there. You want to see this one? Bottom of the deck. Can't make stuff up. Feels. That's love. This is real, genuine emotion. It's being offered to you. Look at that hand. There's love, there's real emotions being offered to you. But of course, you might say no, but they're ignoring me. Okay, it's being disguised. It's being disguised. That's how the teacher teaches, right? It's being disguised as something else, but it's actually you learning how to open up your heart again, how to feel again. Because I mean, just tuning into these energies again, and now that we have the Ace of Cups, this is asking you to lean into it. Not to step away from it. Right? And I feel like it has to do also with you holding back on expressing yourself. You know? And this is kind of like saying, the teacher coming in and saying, are you willing to take a leap of faith into the door that scares you the most? But it's the one that brings in real fulfillment. It's the one that scares you the most. It's like you're fighting it. You're fighting it. You're trying to find excuses as to why it does not work, why it's wrong. Let's continue. Because again, I mean, this is abundance, happiness, joy, fulfillment. I don't know. Could this be your guide? I feel like it's becoming your guide. Even like your emotions are the teacher here. Your emotions could actually be the teacher towards, the guide towards what it is that you are looking for, and you feel that you haven't found it anywhere. Where is the money? Where is the abundance? Where is the happiness? Where's the joy? Where's the real love? It's where you're afraid to go the most, right? Your heart. Listening to your heart. Because look at this, the Wheel of Fortune is showing up for you. The wheel is turning. This is a new portal. It brings in fortune. But what this is saying is that you are creating a delay in your fortune. You are creating a delay by not going into the one that scares you the most. Right? And for a lot of you, this is destined. There's a destined new beginning, a destined union, a destined situation. There's a teacher here bringing in some kind of wisdom. Remember, there's a tie here to something that happened in the past, whether recent past or past. If you remember what that is, there's a key there. There is a key there to opening this portal. And yes, there's a link to the heart. There's a link to emotions. Learning that lesson, bringing that lesson into this present moment. Let's see. Because there's destiny playing a role here. This is something destined that's supposed to happen. I want to clarify this outside energy. What is this outside energy all about? Oh. Someone here feels like they did not respond or haven't responded to you because they actually felt pushed away by you. Because what I'm sensing here is that you could be on one side saying, no, but I did make the offer. I did express my feelings. But did you really? Because there's a missed opportunity here. There is a missed opportunity, and this one's showing up here saying, are you lying to yourself about that? Now, these two together, it's an interesting one, because what this is saying is that this person could have lied. I'm feeling that they could have lied because they felt like nothing was growing. Like you weren't really fully there. Right? And they're seeing you as running away, as the runner. Like avoidant attachment situations, right? Of course, this could be reversed. Maybe you're saying they're the avoidant attachment. Okay, but I still see that you have not really fully opened up. You haven't really fully been vulnerable, and there has been a missed opportunity. And this person is losing hope because they feel that they've been putting in a lot of work and effort and nothing is happening. It's like they're waiting on you to do something, to say something, to speak up. And what would happen if a few years from now, you actually choose the portal that scares you the most? You open the door that scares you the most. right? Because I see that you're still going into this with your mind, and so are they at this point. At this point, so are they. But this outside person feels left out in the cold. Of course, there could be fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, and there could be a mirror effect here, right? Your wounds, their wounds, playing a role here. They're your teacher. What is it that this energy, outside energy is teaching you? Because what I'm seeing here is that there's something here that definitely is pulling the two of you together, right? In the near future. But there's also the potential where the timelines can split if you do not enter the door that most scares you, if you stay in the one that makes you feel comfortable, right? If you keep going with what your mind is telling you, it's like a delayed union that was supposed to happen, in a sense. Let's clarify this one. Near future. There's regret. There's regret because your future self is saying you would have to be confident in yourself to speak the words that got stuck in your throat that never came out. To confront the situation with vulnerability. Because there's a part of you that feels that vulnerability is weakness. It's like you fight it. It even like triggers you. You know? But in the near future, it's saying, are you willing to go after what you really want? With passion, with drive, without holding back. Because I feel that this energy is losing hope, but they still have you on their mind. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of, resistance on their part as well. But could this be your teacher, right? And are you willing to hear their truth as well, right? Because in a conversation, there's the truth also. Sometimes detachment, right? This is detachment. Like just kind of like looking away from the situation. Detachment is an interesting one because sometimes if you detach from a situation because it triggered you, you might think rationally that in the moment it's helping you heal, right? Detachment. But what it actually does is that if the pain was already there, you hold on to the pain because you never got direct clarity, right? You never got to speak. Your soul never got to get center stage in your life. The clarity, real clarity was never there. It's just assumptions, right? You assume this, you assume that, and so you detach based on assumptions. And is that the right way to go? Because I see a portal opening up for you. And could your emotions, your emotional instincts instead of the mind, be the wiser guide in disguise. Because it wants to take you to abundance, to fulfillment, to joy, union, happiness, right? This is the happy family, the happy home, money, all that stuff. But I see that you are avoiding it. We're going to go into the extended because we need to see what exactly this person intends with you. Because I cannot unsee the fact that you are still on their mind. Like, they haven't given up on you. And seemingly, you have given up on them, right? Focusing in on other things, but those other things are not bringing you real joy and happiness. And is the teacher that actual person, or is the teacher your emotions and your heart, meaning the real guide towards happiness, joy, fulfillment, union, right? Because this is definitely a destined situation. Something here has been written in the sky for you on your timeline, but there's a delay happening here. And I feel that the delay is also being disguised as the silence, as the inaction, right? Will you finally face this, and what will this person respond with? Because I cannot unsee that it's almost as if this situation hasn't even started. It hasn't even begun. It's been stuck in this thing where it's just been, it's seemingly karmic still, right? But one of the missing keys comes from something that happened in your past, an experience where you can bring that lesson here, right? To help open up the portal. Okay, let's see. Because something definitely is pulling you and this person together. Now that I'm seeing it more deeply. It is undeniable that there is something very real here. Okay? But it has to do, part of it has to do with your differences. Expectations, opinion, your values, etc., etc. And you are looking at this from the lens of it's not going to work because these differences are so different. We're so different in our differences, right? But what you're missing is that those differences are actually what bring you two together. It makes the connection stronger and even deeper. And these differences are by design. They're not a coincidence. They are by design. Your soul and this other energy's soul agreed to come into this lifetime with those differences. Because whatever it is that they lack in, you have. Whatever it is that you feel like you lack in, they have. But if they have that piece of learning, of expansion for your soul, right? It's kind of like the teacher, the wisdom. It's like you guys are teaching each other, right? You guys both have the keys to unlock those parts of you that have been unawakened for your expansion. So what does it mean if they have that key to that part in you and you have, right, that key to that part in them? But you're running away, right? Thinking, no, those differences are just too different. And what if you instead saw the differences, yes, as a challenge, because this is a challenge, right? And instead of doing what always makes you feel comfortable, that's not giving you a good result clearly, you go against that narrative and you go towards the difficult, right? The scariest path, in a sense. Because what this says, it says, weirdos. You make me feel comfortable in my skin. I can be myself when I am with you. And as you can see in this image, these two are people, but they're wearing like Halloween costumes. This one put on like the mask of a horse, and this one put on the mask of a dinosaur. Right? And they're like being funny together, having fun together, being weirdos together, right? It's those differences, the weird parts of you, the weird parts of them, that bring you two together closer, a deeper bond, a stronger bond. That you feel like, okay, no, we're too different, right? But then when you go towards whatever you think your mind is telling you, this is what's going to be more in alignment with me, right? You kind of find that the opposite happens. You can't actually be yourself, your true self, outside of this energy, because there's still a learning curve there. There's something there that's still holding the key to the awakening. And yes, for a lot of you, this awakening can bring you two together. Differences. You bring in the pentacles in this one, and they bring in the love, right? That's just kind of like an example, but you bring in, that's to say like the practical nature of things, and they bring in the creative, right? The esoteric. But you're here saying, no, that's impractical, right now. And I feel like they might be saying the same thing by now, but they're still thinking of you. Could go the other way around too, right? Like if you just stay in your comfort zone and you don't go towards the scariest path, you could end up splitting the timelines. But this is saying that there is more energy in together. You make a stronger team with your differences, right? You make me feel comfortable in my skin. I can be myself when I'm with you. Let's take this to the extended, because this is getting very intense. Okay, there's a lot going on here, and we need to get answers to these questions. I need to know more so about where this is headed. What is it that this person has in their mind? What is it that they want to hear from you? What is it that you've been holding on to as far as words? Because your mind can tell you one thing, but I'm going to tune into your heart, and I'm going to tune into their heart as well. I want to know the real stuff, the stuff that you guys aren't even aware of, subconscious stuff, right? That's where it gets good. So in the extended, I'm going to dive into all of that. I'm going to dive deep into this person's subconscious thoughts about you, their deeper feelings, emotions for you, their next moves, actions towards you, how the situation is all going to turn out and develop for you. Of course, I want to know more so about their intentions, how this is playing a role, the teaching here, the wisdom here, the keys that you hold. And we're going to finalize the reading with any messages from Spirit as well. So if you want to tune into that, the link to the extended is down in the description box below. You can also find it in the first comment that I've pinned down below as well. And if you do want to book a personal reading, you can also find the link to my personal readings right below the extended, same place. Also, stay tuned, because I do have an amazing offer for you guys from Psychic Source. You guys, it's truly an amazing offer. I'm not just saying that. Some of you guys have asked me which psychics do I recommend. I do recommend a few. One of them, her name is Pixie. She is amazing. Another one, her name is Zamara. You can see it on the screen here, their names. So again, if you want to check that out, stay tuned. That is up next. I'll tell you all about this offer. But for now, I'll see you in the extended. And I just want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Psychic Source. You guys, seriously, they've been around over 35 years, and they're one of the most trusted psychic services out there. Now, obviously, you guys all know that I do readings myself for all of you, but sometimes, honestly, it just really helps to get a different perspective from someone outside of my own energy when it comes to my personal things. And so I was really curious to know what they would tell me, and so I called them. I called one of their advisors just to get the clarity that I needed. And yeah, I was surprised to know that they gave me the confirmation and the clarity that I already kind of knew within me. What I love about their offer is that you can literally connect with as many advisors as you want during that time frame. You can either call them, message them, and read through all of the reviews to see which one you feel more comfortable with. Right now, they have an amazing offer for you, all of my loyal viewers. You get 40 minutes for only $19.80. That's literally like less than 20 bucks, you guys. Just click the link that's down in the description box below. I've also linked it in the first comment that you'll see down below as well. Or you can visit the direct website, trypsychicsource.com/Gina Moon. Make sure that you spell my name correctly because that will be your code, Gina Moon. That's Gina with an E. Here's how to use your special offer code. Click on the direct link that's down in the description box below or visit www.trypsychicsource.com/Gina Moon. Once you're on the Psychic Source website, click on Get a Reading. Then it'll take you to the offer page. The check mark should already be on the first offer, which is $19.80 for 30 minutes plus 10 free. That's your special offer. Then make sure it says in green letters below, promo code Gina Moon applied, no spaces. That should already be automatically applied for you. If it's not, you can go ahead and apply it. Then enter your email address, password, date of birth, answer the questions and check mark below if you'd like, then click on the red button, Proceed to Payment. Once you have an account, you can select to get a reading with any available advisor of your choice via phone, chat, video, and you can schedule your appointment for later as well. You can ask specific questions or things like, what are the key lessons I'm meant to learn in this lifetime? What areas of my life should I focus on at this moment for personal growth? What can you tell me about my current relationships, money, love, career, family? You can ask anything you want and get the answers revealed to you instantly. All right, that's it. Enjoy your special Psychic Source offer. Respect is non-negotiable. Red flags, those are warnings. You're not supposed to climb them. Who in the world told you that unconditional love means unconditional tolerance? To watch the full video, visit my new YouTube channel, Nova Sky Society. Link in description and pinned comment below. In the extended reading, I go into the other person's subconsciousness, their deeper thoughts about you, their deeper feelings for you, their next actions, moves, and more. And thank you all so much for all of your positive feedback for the extended reading. I am so glad that you guys are loving the extended reading so much. So again, if you want to check out the link to the extended, the link is down in the description box below. And remember to share this video with somebody who needs it, especially if you feel like it could help them. Watch your moon and Venus signs for love and emotions, your sun and rising ascendant sign for personal growth and alignment, also for career matters, and your Jupiter and Mars for action, purpose, and expansion. And to catch up on all of your readings for your zodiac sign, click on the left side to watch your zodiac playlist. Click on the video on the right side to watch your next reading. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.